This story comes out of Arizona, and I know many of you probably heard this story, but we're going to get into it anyway. I'm going to go ahead and cover it. Arizona man hoping to incite a race war, according to authorities, was allegedly targeting an Atlanta concert. The DOJ said he was planning to commit a mass shooting of African Americans and other minorities at an Atlanta concert to incite a race war. June 13, 2024. A federal grand jury indicted an Arizona man Tuesday who was accused of attempting to plot a mass shooting at an Atlanta concert, according to news released from the Department of Justice. Mark Adams Prieto, 58, faces charges including 2 counts of firearms trafficking, transfer of a firearm for use in a crime of violence, and possession of an unregistered firearm. According to the DOJ's release, he was hoping the act would incite a race war prior to the 2024 United States presidential election. The indictment alleges Prado was believed to be targeting a concert in Atlanta on May 14th and 15th. It added that Prieto expected large numbers of African Americans and other minorities to attend. Let's go with Black Americans. How about that? The biggest concert in the area on those dates was Bad Bunny's concert at the State Farm Arena. The Federal Bureau of Investigation has been investigating Pareto since October 2023, when a confidential human source, CHS, reported hearing Pareto speak about his intentions for violence. According to the criminal complaint from the United States District Court for the District of Arizona. The source had spoken with Prieto multiple times. He reported him after Prieto began making suspicious and alarming comments, including advocating for a mass shooting and specifically targeting blacks, Jews, or Muslims. According to the indictment, the FBI claims Prieto spoke in detail about his plans to the confidential source, an undercover FBI agent, at multiple Arizona gun shows between January 24th and Prieto's arrest in May 2024. Prieto also sold 2 rifles, including an AK-style rifle, to the individuals working with the FBI and told them which ones they should use at the time of the shooting. Prieto did not know the individuals were working with the government, but instead believed they shared his racist beliefs and wanted to commit a mass shooting to incite a race war. The criminal complaint included photos of Prieto. The one below is from when the FBI conducted surveillance as he arrived at a gun show in Phoenix, Arizona, February 24th. The complaint alleges that while he was there, he found the CHS's vendor booth and asked if it was still a go for the attack. According to the DOJ, law enforcement took Prieto into custody in New Mexico on May 14th as he was driving towards the East Coast. Upon searching his car, authorities found he had 7 firearms in his possession. Authorities later searched his home in Arizona, revealing more weapons and more ammunition, the DOJ said. If convicted, the DOJ said Prieto faces up to 15 years in prison for the firearms trafficking and transfer of a firearm for use in a hate crime carries charges, including a fine of $250,000 or both for each charge. Additionally, the DOJ said Prieto faces up to 10 years in prison and or a $250,000 fine for the possession of an unregistered firearm charge. There you have it. I'll tell you what's troubling about this story is how the FBI let him just roam around free. And I would suspect a lot of it is intentional because they don't give a damn if he's plotting against black people. Just my opinion on it. He's already plotting to do a mass shooting. And I know they are trying to build a stronger case against him to make sure he stays in jail for the maximum sentence. You're gambling the lives of civilians when you do that because there's no telling what this guy's capable of. He could have just went off at any second and just did a mass shooting, maybe even where he lived against the people that's around him. When you have individuals like this and you know they are plotting and planning to do some kind of mass shooting, I would think the best way to handle that is just to apprehend them immediately. Whatever you can get them on, just lock them down. That way, you prevent somebody from being harmed. We've heard about this many times where They have complaints on certain individuals that make threats or plot something like this, like the guy from Las Vegas. They knew that guy in Las Vegas was unstable and planning something. All the guns he had and the posts he was making on social media, they didn't act on it. And as we all know, I believe he killed like 50 something people at that Jason Aldean concert in what hotel? Well, it's not important, but he was originally planning on shooting up a rap concert in Chicago. And the only reason he didn't go through with it because he couldn't get a good room that was overlooking the concert venue. So that's why he didn't go through with that plot in Chicago. But the FBI knew he was unstable. When you know you have individuals out here that are making terroristic threats on social media, man, go ahead and grab them up. Try to get them for anything you can. One thing about it is they won't be facing, the amount of years they should, but what it does is you could possibly save lives by getting them off the street. And when you do have individuals like that, you strip them of their right to own firearms. You don't just let them run around free. And that guy was like a ticking time bomb. He could have went off in any second. He could have shot up a bunch of your people. So it's best to just get them off the street. Whenever you hear about anything like that, you just don't let them keep going and building up a case on them. No, you're putting the lives of civilians at risk with that. But we know the FBI, that's been their tactic for years. They allow some things to happen to build up a case, but you're putting others in danger by letting them remain out in the public. I'm glad they got this guy. A lot of these older guys get to the point where they feel like they got nothing to lose. We see a lot of these shootings that go on, like the one in Kansas City with the young boy that walked to the wrong house. That guy intentionally shot him. They at that age where they old, they know they about to go out anyway, so they like, what the hell. That's exactly what you have with this guy. He was, 58? Some of them want to go out with a bang. All right, let me know what you think, and I'll see you on the next one.